Hello fellow crafters, my name is George and this is the Spare Time G, and today we're gonna have a rather strange video where I'm going to review and unbox this toolkit from INNOCHEER, which I have brought about 6 months ago, and I kind of think that now I have a little bit better understanding and also the experience of using them, so let's get into it. So a really big disclaimer before I proceed, it is not necessary to have tools at all if you are sculpting. For my whole career, I'm just right now have spent this money in the tools about 6 months ago, and all the other sculptures I have done in my channel or in my life, I had used my bare fingers, and in the small details, of course, I could use wires and other household tools and items like broken pens or something like that. So if you want to get into sculpting, it's not really necessary to buy tools. First of all, buy the clay. So as you can see, there are lots of tools here in the set, and unfortunately, when I get it first, I thought that it was really an overkill and I wouldn't be using like 80% of them. And yeah, that was right. Currently I'm using only like 5% regularly. That many of the tools are interchangeable. They are too dedicated, but you can do the same job with pretty much 5 of other tools as you can do with this one, for example. One good thing I will say of this particular pieces is that they are quite sturdy. I haven't damaged any of them, and none of them shows a sign of kind of getting riddling and losing up, so to say. None of them has bended as well, and that's kind of a nice thing to mention because I have used several times one and the same tool and that one hasn't been damaged, so you can use all of them quite for a long time. And yeah, the wooden handled ones you are seeing here are my favorite ones. I am using them mostly and they are the most ergonomic as well. The second set is a little strange one. Those are plastic ones, all of them, and pretty much all of them have really odd shape, and to be honest, I have only once used one of them and I cannot even remember which one. And yeah, I'm really not happy with those guys. Firstly, because they are not very versatile. All of them can be used and interchanged, and yeah, I think that they can be damaged really easily as well. So these guys are my least favorite ones, and to be honest, they even look like the cheap plastic knives you get from that pack of plastiline you buy in your local store. The next top is this rubber-headed ones, and to be honest, I have like very mixed feelings about these guys. From these 5, I have only used this one, the simple rubber-headed tool, and I have never ever used, and I really do not even know in what to use other guys, because for once they are very soft, so these lines and corners other guys have will not do anything to even a mildly cold clay, so you won't be able to kind of carve or do anything about them. So I'm not really sure why it is necessary to have these different shaped heads on it. I would much rather prefer if I had the same classic rubber head but in different sizes and different softness. This one unfortunately is quite soft. You can very easily work with smaller scale projects and a warm clay, but if it is a larger and little colder clay, it is really hard to kind of make the desired impact on the sculpture. And there is the last part, and this last one is the most strange of the packs. There are pretty lot of different kind of tools. First is this sponge. I have a kind of mixed idea why and or how you can use it. I have only several times used it in order to kind of pull the little clay parts inside the main body. The next one is this really huge loop tool. It's not that big, but it is quite enough. Also, the fact that it has a pointier edge at the end really helps me out in order to work in tight corners. And the rounder edge and especially the wider angle around top really helps you to make larger busts or simple other kind of torso models. And this kind of hitman weapon is a really nice tool if you want to cut some big chunks of clay. It really works quite nicely and much better than any kind of blade would. As it is simple wire, it has a minimalistic surface area where clay cannot stick on, so the fraction is minimal. The cutting edge is quite small, as you can see as well, and it is really doing a nicest job I have ever seen. And the next one is this kidney looking little guy, probably steel, and it is quite nice. I thought it would be quite nice to take like chunks of the clay with this kind of curvy and at the same time the straight sides. You could do nice things, but often use this guy as a cutting tool. And the next one is this kind of strange wooden knife, so to say. I have never used it and I really do not know what the use can be. As well as this guy, which looks kind of like a shark tooth. And yeah, I do not really know how to use it. Yeah, I was thinking of using it as a kind of carving tool, but loop tool is much better in that purpose, and it is a useless bit of wood. And yeah, here you can see all the collection of my tools, so to say. They are pretty versatile, but yet most of them is kind of useless. But the guarantee I will give you is that you will never have to complain about the tool you need and you do not have. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review as much as I enjoyed delivering this information to you. The main delivery point I want to be is that the toolkit is very nice and very versatile. You will find everything you need and even more, unfortunately. But if you are just starting out, do not spend your money in it, but instead buy clay. And yeah, that was it. Have a nice day and see you next time. Goodbye.